In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a YouTube competitor scraper that runs every single week and scrapes the videos that your competitors would have created and telling you which of those videos have the virality possibility. The videos that have more than average views, comments, likes, and all the fancy algorithmic stuff. I'm going to show you how to build it from scratch so you can do the same thing yourself and also spy on your competitors to know what is working in your industry and then make it yours. So let's dive right in. So here I have this competitor YouTube scraper and I'm just going to start this literally from scratch. So the way I'm thinking this will go is that this will run every X days. So let's say it will run potentially every 7 days. And it will start, actually here I'll need to maybe not have a custom trigger, so it will run every Saturday, for example. So let's just do that. Let's go to Claude and I'm going to say give me a cron expression for N8N that will run an automation every Saturday at midnight. And this cron automation will allow you to be more specific with when an automation runs. So this will run on the 6th day of the week, i.e. every Saturday at midnight, right? So I'll just copy this, go back here and just paste that in. So that will be the trigger of this workflow. We can also trigger it manually by hitting execute as we're testing right now. So then what I want is to essentially have a list of competitors that I want to scrape the data of. So in this case, let me just grab that. Cool. So here I have a list. Some of these I use Perplexity to find the URL of. A few others I just need to do it manually the old way. So Ethan. And I believe /c/user should all be fine. So David. Cole. Superhuman life. Copy this. Boom, boom. And Jeff. Yep. At Jeff. So great. Paste it in there. And now I have my list of competitors. And all I will need is essentially just the YouTube URL. So let's just clean this up and only have the YouTube URLs for these. Paste. So I'm essentially removing the names from there. I just said, just give me the URLs for each, so remove the names. Cool. Can you have it one per line? I mean, technically it could also be, I guess, comma separated, but yeah, that's the one per line. So we should have, I guess, 25 division by 2, so it should be 12. I don't know. Anyway, Nate, Nick, Jono, AIGPT, Greg, Stephen Pope, great, Duncan, Ethan, David, Cole, and then Superhuman and Jeff, great. So that's the list right there. Just going to remove some the white empty spaces, and that's my list right there. So let's go back here. I'm just going to put in the list, possibly going, okay, yeah. Let's say competitors list, and now let's execute this. So yeah, there's an empty line between each of these. So what I want is potentially turning this into an array. I think this won't work, yeah, like this. So let's put this into an array. So it's immediately, let's put this into an array, please. So it's immediately understandable in N8N. Copy. And now this should be just fine. Great. So what I want to do is so this is competitors list. And now let's break that out into the 12 items. Great. So now I have 12 different items coming through. Just for the sake of testing, I'm going to limit this to 1. So I'll just grab the first one, which is an 8 in this case. And let's save this. Now, what do I want to do? I want to scrape the latest of Nate's videos. So I'm going to think about this. Let's see. So I have competitors. I have list of competitors. I think I want to loop through individual items. So grab first competitor. And then with that, I will scrape latest 7-day videos, grab their transcripts, should be important, grab their data, comments, likes, etc., whatever YouTube gives you. And then I want to save to our table. Essentially, that's pretty much it. And then once we have that, we're just so we do this and then we loop over, right? So and then we grab the second competitor. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we've grabbed the list of competitors, then we're grabbing the first competitor, we're doing this for the first one, and then we're looping over. So we're doing it each and every competitor individually. I think as this list gets bigger, this is the best way to do it. So yeah, let's do it like this. So let's loop over item. So we'll be able to do that. And over here, we just need to remove this. So we'll be able to, first of all, use Epify to, the way I see it, we get latest 7-day videos. Let's go to Epify and go to console. And what I want is, first of all, I want to grab the latest videos. And I already have Epify, YouTube, URL, I guess. YouTube scraper, yep. $5 per 1,000 videos, great. And let's see what this is all about. So this will allow us to input the channel name. What I want to do is input the channel URL. Can we do that? Let's try for free, because this is the field that we want. So for input, this is the search term, direct URL. Can this be a channel though? Scraping, maybe not. Extract and download channel name, likes, number of views, number of subs. Extract and download, this is for search terms. Direct URL. Okay, let's try that. So if we grab this, put in the direct URL. Let's do 5 videos. Sure. What is important is within this last 7 days. Great. Sort by newest. Do we want filters? No. Scraping subtitles. I mean, yeah, if this gives us the subtitles as well, that would be great. Okay. Yeah, let's save and start and see what this gets us. Starting run. So if this works, we should get the latest 7 days worth of videos from this channel along with the transcript for each video. Essentially, that is what I'm hoping that I will get. Getting your data. Okay, cool. 2 out of 5 handled. So let's see what happens when this finishes. Okay, so here we got 2 videos, 6 context engineering lessons, turn your AI agent into a voice assistant, which I know that Nate has released these 2 videos. My query is, were these the only 2 videos he released in the last week? So 17 hours ago, 2 days ago, 6 days ago, 8 days ago. This is 6 days ago. Should that be included? Let's go back to the input. And here we're saying within the last 7 days. I mean, yeah, might depend on time zones, but I mean, yeah, let's run with this. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to grab the JSON right here. And then all we'll need to do is just update the URL right there. So that's the first part. I'm also going to grab the API endpoint right here. And then we'll have the token and all we need to run it right here. So let's go back here. Let's change this to post, put in the URL. Then I'm going to put in the body using JSON. So I'm going to paste in the whole JSON query there and just flip to expression. Over here, if we execute the previous nodes, we'll get the URL that we'll be able to use right there. So I'm just going to change that. So it will be a variable sort of input. Now, just need to update my token and we'll be good to test this in N8N. Cool. So let's try this and we should get pretty much the same two results that we got in the run right now, right? So over here, we should get the same two video results in N8N. And yeah, once we get that, one thing I forgot to check is whether we got the transcript, which doesn't seem like we did. So we'll have to run another scraper to get that. And for that, I always tend to fall back on this YouTube transcript ninja. So let's do that. One thing that I also need to see is, does this get the stats? Yeah, it gets the number of views, great. Number of likes, number of subs. What about comments? Yeah, it doesn't seem to get the comments. So view count, likes. Yeah, it would be cool to get the comments as well. Just getting view count and likes. Yeah, and channel subs. Yeah, I think I want to get YouTube comments as well. So Epify YouTube comments. YouTube comment scraper. Cool. Input. Yeah, direct video URL. Looks fine. So go to console. We'll probably have to run this to get the transcript and then the number of comments. So here we just grab this video, paste. Let's get 20 comments. Top comment sounds fine. Save and let's start this. Just so we see that this is actually able to get what we want. So here, this also got 3 videos, which is interesting. So here we got the first one. With the second one, great. Okay, and we also got the third one right here. I think Epify might have only gotten us 2 before, which is fine. I mean, probably some small differences between time zones. So this is get latest 7-day videos, great. Let's now have a HTTP request to get video transcripts. And then we'll get video comments. And these will run. So we get 3 videos, we get 3 video transcripts, we get 3 video sets of comments. And then we can combine everything and save to what we want is, yeah, to create 3 separate records. So I think that makes sense. Create a record right there. Cool. So let's get the video transcripts first with, where are we? The transcript ninja. Let's go back to runs, transcript ninja. I'm going to copy the JSON here, and I'm going to copy the API endpoint as well. Copy, go back here, paste that, post request, send body, using JSON, and just paste that in there. This needs to be an expression so that we can have the start URL be the same thing we just got from there. So this will be the JSON URL. So that's fine. And now, so this is get video transcript. And now we need to get the video comments. And for that, we looked at this YouTube comment scraper. So here, yep, we grabbed the comment. So this is showing me it can do what I want it to do. So I'm just going to grab the JSON right there. Same thing, API endpoints, and grab that. So go here, post, send body, using JSON below, paste that, flip to expression, and what I want is just to grab the same YouTube video URL. So I'm going to copy this. What is important here is that this cannot be JSON now, since I'm using it to refer to a node that is not the previous one. So this needs to change to whatever we have here, get 7-day videos. So if we go back here and I zoom in slightly, this will need to change to that.item.json so that it will grab the right variable. And yeah, let's test this. So let's pin this. Anything else we need to pin? No, I don't think so. Execute. So this should get 3 items, get 3 video transcript items, get 3 times 20 comments. What I forgot to do is update the API token for Epify right here. So I'll also do this while this is finishing. Okay, so this gave us 3 transcripts right here. So transcript 1, which is cool, transcript 2, and transcript 3. That's great. We're getting 3 times 20 comments. So, I mean, we could also lower that down as well. But let's see. Let's do 10 comments for future runs, so it doesn't take this long. Once this happens, we need to insert that into our table. So let's look here and see what we need to have. So I always like to have a record ID here. So I ensure it's a unique identifier. And then we need to have the YouTube channel. Yeah, let's have YouTube channel, which is a single line text. Let's have the YouTube video URL, which is a URL. We need to have the number of comments. We need to have the number, let me zoom in here, number of likes. Let's have the number of views. What else? Maybe published date. Let's go with short, what's it called? Single line text. Call it date. Let's have a created time. And let's also have a last modified time. And I think that's pretty much it. So YouTube channel, URL, comment, like, view, date. Yep. Let's zoom out and potentially we'll be able to add a few more. And this is, yeah, still taking its sweet time. And yeah, just finished now. So here, if we look at the table view, we get all the comments associated with those 3 videos. And we got 57 items. So potentially one of the videos did not have all 20 comments, which is fine. What we want to do is then combine, I think, all those comments into one, number of comments. Yeah, we need to have a field for the comments as well. So let's have list of comments, which will be a long text. And potentially combine all those into one field. So that might also work. Cool. Yeah. Go back here. Let's choose the... I don't know if I need to... Yeah, potentially I need to establish a connection here. Yeah, I believe I do. Create. Let's do OAuth. No, access token. Okay, so I need to create an Airtable access token. So the way to do that is to go to Airtable /create/tokens. And then you can say, yeah, give it a name. So let's call this the competitor YouTube competitor scraper. Add a scope. So technically it should only be able to read write, but let's give it full scopes just in case. Which isn't best practice, but yeah, whatever. Add a base, which in our case will be competitor scraper, and let's create that token. Actually, not a good idea to show that right here. So let me just do that once more and not show that live on video. Cool. So let's do this. Let's paste that. Let's hit save. And now we're good to go. So now let's just choose our database, which is competitor YouTube. The list should be table 1. And now we'll be able to map that. So YouTube channel is, do we get the direct YouTube channel URL? Yes, this is what I want. YouTube channel URL. Now we get the video. So this will go, should run 3 times. So this should be the video ID. Is that the same thing? Page URL, QJ. Yeah, looks like it's the same thing. So let's use the page URL right there. List of comments. So this will be, let's see how this is. Okay, so I have comment, okay. So probably we will need, let's think about this to aggregate all that. So here, first of all, let's spin the stuff and let's have an aggregate field. So we can aggregate the comments. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here we got all the comments into one array. The only issue is that this aggregated all the comments for all 3 videos. Yeah, which I don't want that. We might have to use a code node for this. Okay. Yeah, because this is aggregating all the video comments. So the alternative would be to have to loop through in a loop. So we're looping through the 3 videos and then we're looping through each video to get the comments, which I don't really want to do. So what if we just see if we can solve this with a code node? So copy this, let's go to Claude, and let's just try and do that. So give me a code node in NA10 to combine the videos that belong to combine the comments under the comment field, I believe. I'll double check for each video. In other words, please ensure that we get that we get separate arrays of comments where each array contains the combined comments for the specific video. This is the output from the previous node. I'm just going to paste that in here. So let's zoom out and let's double check that the comments are found within the, under comment. Actually, that's the name of, under the comment field. Great. And let's see what we get right here. That groups comments by videos and combines them into separate arrays. Great. So technically we should just get 3 arrays filled with comments. So boom, let's add a code. Paste, execute, and let's see what we get. Okay, so this is looking good because we've got 3 items right here as output, which is what I want, because that would also make it easy to just, if this thing goes out of the way, to create 3 new records in this case. Cool, so we've got an array of comments, great. Comments. And then we've got combined comments. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so this seems to have created, great, like a string of comments, not just each on each line, which is even better because I had to do that manually with a dot join probably after. So I think if we look at the combined comments, yep, that should do the trick. So that's amazing. Cool. So I think we should just, or we can just create the record, but here can determine which one to use. So probably, because this is pinned, this is not able to decide which one to use. Yeah. Also that comes because, yeah, we're using this code node and it's not sure how things are combined, I guess. So maybe that, yeah, I think we'll need to combine the, yeah, that code node is great, but it's also going from 57 back to 3, screwing up some things. So let's see here what it gives us. So it gives us the video ID, so we can use that, that's fine. The title, that's fine. Okay, we get the direct URL, great, and we get the comments. Combined comments. Yeah. Somehow we also need to grab the specific output from each of these. So this is fine because we're getting the video URL again. The issue is that we're not getting the video transcript, which also has the views. And I think there was something else. The views and what was it? The likes maybe? So how do we do that? So create a record. Let's see. So for the YouTube channel, yeah, we don't even have that. We have the comment count. So this is the number of comments, so that's fine. We don't have the likes, we don't have the views, we don't have the date released. So what if we do this slightly differently? So we get the 3 videos, and then for the 3 videos, let's do that. And then let's also do that. And then let's combine all the data right here. So we do a combine with all possible combinations. Would that help? I don't know if we can rerun it with the pin data, but let's see. I mean, this is trying to write into that. No, I mean, I don't know what it actually wrote because it says it's creating 9 records, which is definitely not right. But over here, okay, it just created a bunch of video IDs. Yeah, which are looped. So that's not working as expected, but let's go back here. So what did we get from the merge? So we got the video title, the URL, the channel name, great. The views, the post, great. The channel subscription, okay. The transcript, great. And we got the combined comments. Okay, cool. My question is, how did we get 9 items though? How did 3 items and 3 items become 9? Very interesting. Let's execute once more and see if we get the same thing. Yeah, we've got 9 items here. I mean, what we can do, yeah. What I'm thinking is, what if we just, let's call this the parent. I'm going to try something I haven't really played with before, but I think it could be valuable right here. I'm going to convert this to a sub workflow. Okay, but I can't do because multiple nodes have inputs from outside the selection. Okay. Have inputs from outside the selection. Isn't that normal though? So what I was hoping is that I would be able to break this into its own sub workflow, which I'm sure I can. So let's do this. Let's go to create a new workflow. So let's save this. Let's go here. Let's create a workflow. Let's call this competitor scraper child. Wait. Yep. And let's do when executed by another workflow. So that's fine. Connect like so. And this should expect a YouTube URL, which is a string. So that's fine. Now, Let's unpin this data. And let's go back to the other workflow. That's the parent. So what I'm thinking is that this should call a sub workflow. So execute sub workflow. Execute a sub workflow, we choose from the list. And we need to give it a YouTube URL, which will be the URL grab right here. All right. And in this case, we're just passing the 3 videos we grabbed from the channel. What I'm going to try this with is just limit this to 1 video though. So let's limit that to 1. And now, if we execute this, let's see what happens with that. Okay, got an error, which is fine. Let's go back to that. Child. And let's see what happened. Say debug. So here, get later 7 days doesn't exist. Okay, cool. Yep. So here, let's just put in the URL we're getting from the parent. That's fine. Now, get video transcripts. Does this use the, yeah, we still have an issue, but that should be not json.url. It should be like the same thing that we get from the parent right here. Cool. So now this should give us the comments, and then we return everything to the parent. So if we run this once more, let's see what happens. Here we should get an execution. That's running. And once that finishes, we should be able to go back to the previous. We get the data right here. In the meantime, I'll just close some of the stuff right here. So this should get us 10 comments, the transcript, and that's pretty much it, I think. So we got the video title, the URL, the views, the post date, great, subscriptions, transcript. Yeah, and I think the other stuff, ID, title, page URL, combined comments. Yep, so we're getting that. Comment count, which is great. And then anything else we can get from the previous node, which was, what else? Yeah, total channel, no, this is the channel stuff. So yeah, view count, likes, great. I think that's great. So here, we should be able to create one single record. In this case, yeah. I mean, we can also have another workflow that executes the other workflow, but let's see if we pass 3 items to this guy. As far as I know, that gets, I'm not actually quite sure how that gets executed, but we'll see in a second. So here, we should be able to pass along the YouTube channel, which is actually one thing I'm going to do. Just use a set. So I'll clean up some data. So we get the video title, we get the video URL, we get the, this is the number of views for the video, great. We get the posting date. I don't need channel subscriptions, I need the transcript. What else do I need? I don't need the video ID, I don't need the title again, because I already have that. I don't need the URL, again, I already have that. I want the combined comments, and I want the comment count. I think that's pretty much all I need. Execute. So this should give me the information here. What I didn't do is just pin that data. So this is running once more. But once that finishes, I should be able to, so this is just, I know, keep only relevant data. And now we should be able to create a record. The only question mark that remains is what will happen with these 3 items right here. Will it be executed as expected with those 3 items? Because here, this should be fine. So then, once this works and creates just one single record with all the information, I will just remove this and just test that out. So this should be running the 3rd time. I don't think this is correct. Yeah. So this finished in 26 seconds before. Now, okay, finished. Execute. Come on, why? I know it keeps, yeah. I'll just spin this. If I can. I think I should be able to. So again, this should be running a 4 time now. Yeah, let's see what happens. So this finished. Let's see if we can pin that data. Okay, we got the information we wanted here. Let's create the record. So YouTube channel is... Do we not have that? Okay. We don't. So I need to add that here. Okay, so this comes from the, yeah, from the sub workflow as well. So I'll just add that somewhere at the top. So it will be handy in a second here. So it's json.channel name. So let's put that there. YouTube video URL will be that. List of comments should be the combined comments somewhere here. Number of comments, so that's fine. We should have the number of likes somewhere as well. Okay, I think I need to create that right here as well. Comment count, yeah, I think this comes from the get latest 7-day videos. Or not. Execute. Where was that? Yeah, likes and view count, yep. So this should have that as well. Likes, yeah, and view count. So likes and also view count. So we'll add that in a second. So it should be dot view count and dot likes. Great. So let's add that. So this is JSON dot likes and then dot view count. Weird. I don't know why. Can't type in there. Okay. Seems to be fine. Create record. Expression. View count, great. So view count goes here. Likes goes here. And then we just need a JSON dot. And the double curly brackets at the end. Video post date should be at the date right there. I think that's pretty much it. Yep. So I think we should just test this without the pinned data. We have the 3 items right there. Yeah, let's also remove the limiter. And yeah, let's just see what happens. So this should technically, in this case of Nate, because we're just passing the first channel here, grab 3 videos, the 3 videos we have from his, which is should be getting right here. It should be executing the workflow 3 times. And this is, yeah, the big question I had. So will this return 1 item and 1 item and 1 item, which means it will write 3 records into Airtable, because that is what I am hoping and expecting. Here we have no data so far, so we'll be able to see what happens. And yeah, let's see what happens when this finishes. All right, so this isn't what was expected. So I have some things to solve for some reason. So when this is still showing that it's running when, yeah, it succeeded in 30 seconds. Here we got 9 items created. So we got 3 of the same items each time. Okay. Got all of my free resources here. It's very interesting how it's the same video, but this is slightly different. 10 comments. Okay, I mean, this always, yeah, I guess returns the number of comments. Let's see. The likes, 1300. Okay, so it's doing 3, 3, and 3. For when what we want is to get it to do just 1, 1, 1, right? So that's the main issue we have to solve right now. Also, comments, likes, and views shouldn't be with a decimal place. So let me just fix that right now. So decimal places 0, 0, and 0. Hit save. So that's fine. Here, potentially, we'll want to sort based on the date, with Z to A being that. That makes more sense. Yeah, we're scraping just 10 comments. I mean, that shouldn't be the scraped comments, should be the total number of comments. So we might also need to change that. I'm also curious why it got 9 items, but let's see. In terms of the number of comments first, I feel that might be the easiest thing to solve, which is this right here. So this is getting the information from this, where potentially we should be getting the information from the video itself rather than from the scraped stuff, if that is included right here. Channel total views, description. Do we not get comments? Duration, comment count. Yeah, that's what I want. So let's update that to be get latest 7-day videos dot comment count right here. So comments, this should be that get $sign get dot item dot json dot comment count. Yeah, 94. So that is fine. Now the issue that we will have to solve is why did that run and return 9 items? Okay, so I think the issue is that right here. So this merge is obviously combining everything together. So it is returning 9 items here. So I don't know how 3 and 3 become 9, but this seems to be returning that. So these 9 items, is it that? So that's one video, that's another video, and that's another video. Another video, another, okay. Okay, so there seems to be 9 items, each containing 13 items. Okay, and each of these I would assume is the same, yeah, building an AI agent. Huh. So maybe merge is not the thing we want. Let's see. So if we go to executions, copy to editor, unpin. Here we're combining, right? Maybe we want to append stuff. I think that might make more sense. So can we execute this and see what happens? Just as a quick test, I think we can. I'm still getting the transcript. It's going to get the comments. And I'm just curious what we get as per the output right here. Cool, so now we've got 6 items. So here, instead of 9 items, I guess we've got 6. Building an AI agent, turn your AI agent, okay. 6 context engineering. Building an AI agent, turn your AI agent, 6, So we're still getting, I mean, 3 and 3, it makes sense. So if we get 6 items here, right? My question is, it seems we're getting all those items together. What would be cool is if we, yeah, I think we need to separate this out one level deeper. So essentially, these 3 items, yeah, let's break them down. And I think this would solve the whole issue right here. So let's keep this as is, doesn't matter. So then we'll not get, yeah, 6 items. because here we're not getting 3 items, we would get 1. So we divide this by 3, we should get... Yeah, I think that's what... Let's see, only way to figure it out. So let's just, instead of this, let's delete that. And what I'm going to do here with these 3 items, let's just split this based on the URL. So this should give us, yeah, I forgot to pin the data there. This should give us 3 items. Actually, it's already 3 items, right? So we can't split them out. So yeah, let's send 3 items there, just like we're doing it here. And then I want to do this one at a time. So yeah, the issue is that when I try to loop over a loop over item, like a loop within a loop, I run into issues. So what if we do this? And then these 3 items are done individually. So the loop will do this. And then we'll loop through that. And we just ensure that, it does add some complexity with the loop within the loop. So what I want to return, so this will execute 3 times. It will loop over the first item. But here we're still going to get, no, we'll not get 6 items because this is 1 at a time. So technically, we should get 2 items here. What we could do, I guess, is what we're doing here. We just do here. So then we only return 1 item. So then we will return only 3 items. The issue is I think we need to send some more information to this guy here. Or else we'll have to rerun this again, but I don't really want to do that. So in the loop here, we're just sending the, yeah. Here we're sending the videos. But in addition, you know what? I think it would be easier in this case to just run a few more credits and make life easier on many accounts. So what if we add this right here? No, we don't do that. Yeah. Let's pin this. Let's unpin that or remove that. And let's just see, yeah, what happens if we run it like this. So let's unpin that without the loop connected. And let's just execute this once. And look at the executions. So this should, I guess, at some point fail. I'm just curious whether this fails or what is returned. So what I'm hoping is that all the information will be returned as one bundle that we can use to create. So technically it should return 3 items only, because that would solve all the issues we're running into with the multiple entries. And with those multiple entries, I guess, I mean, technically, I guess we could also check if that exists, and if it does, we don't recreate the record, because that could also be a possibility. So this is still running here, and here we got some sort of error. You need to define at least one pair of fields in fields to match on. Okay, I don't know what that means in this case. This is still running here. Okay, got an error. So let's debug that. So here with the merge, okay, we got that same error. Combine by matching fields. And let's do all possible combinations. Can I just pin this stuff and re-execute? Yep. So this merge, okay. Okay, so now we don't have the comment count, yep. The likes and the view count, because that comes from this right here, get latest 7 days. So what if, again, a bit of a using tokens that maybe shouldn't be used, but what if that goes in there? We run this again with just the YouTube video URL, which should be this. And what I want to do is then use the information from the merge and the get 7 latest. Get info about specific video this time, to then only return the right information right here. So if we re-execute this, this should get us the information about the specific video, which we then can use to combine and then fill in the last 3 fields. The only thing is that these need to now be updated because they will come from the merge. So this will error out in a second. Basically what I'm trying to do is just send the information that this guy right here will literally need. So then it's just connecting that to that. So here, let's see. So that's fine. Channel name is fine. Video title. I mean, we can also map some things like this, I guess. The URL of the video. So that can come from that. Great. Number of views will come from the view count. Great. The post date, that can come here. The transcript, which will come from the merge. So we remap that. Combine comment, same thing from the merge. Should be here at the bottom. Comment count 4 to 6, that's fine. Number of likes and number of view count, great. So if we pin this and now execute, this should not give us any errors, which also means that this should only return 1 item. So if we were to now go back here and execute this once more, when this finishes running, 3 items should go in, 3 items should go out. And those 3 items should be the 3 different videos. And like this, once we remove this, we'll rerun this on the 12 different YouTube creators. And I think that should solve the issues we're having with the multiple entries. And it would allow us to have the loop within the loop. So then it's essentially connecting that like that, then looping back. So then we run with the next creator and the next and the next. And however many videos they would have created over the last 7 days. But let's see what happens here. So this is still running. Let's see what happens when we get the data there. Okay, so we got 1 item. Did we just pass 1 item? I don't know if it was, since it was pinned. I think we got all the data we need for that 1 video. I'm just curious if this is... right. What did we pass here? Yeah, let's see. I might need to remove the pins. Yeah, so this seems to be giving us all the data we will need right here. So then if we execute the step, this should then, I mean, yeah, let me just stop that. This should just give us what do we need, but let's dump in the data and test. So technically, if we run this and loop over and unpin the stuff here, yeah, I think that should work. In this case, this will just loop to the 3 videos that it would discover here. Then we just deactivate that and then it would run through all the creators. Is what I think. But let's execute with no pinned stuff. And this should run. I mean, this shouldn't matter now, but just saving this so that it's not pinned. Because I believe, yeah, when it's like a live run, I don't think it would get the pinned data. So yeah, let's test this, see what happens. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do, because I just got one item back here, but looking at this, I just didn't connect the loop over item right here, right? So here I did get one item, which if I go to our table, it would be this right here. So this looks, I mean, the one item with all the information there. And I believe that was the one thing that I just didn't do. So here, we need to format the date right here. So that should be a quick, easy fix. But let's just delete this. Let's go back, first of all, to this and just connect that. So I believe this would then pass along each item to the done and then back to the parent. Over here, I just need to fix the date. So let's do a dot format or today time, I guess, dot format. Yeah, and let's just leave that as the default one. And yeah, let's run this once more. There's nothing there. This should be fine, connected. And I think this should give us what we want. So try again. And I'll continue the video once this finishes. So this is still running, and I think this is a good thing because before it finished in 45, 46, 23 seconds. Now it's been running for 1 minute, 20 seconds, and this is still going. So fingers crossed this is a good thing. All right, so moment of truth. We got three items there, and let's see what those actually look like. So we go back here, competitors. Sweet, I like that. If I open up the first one, we get the channel name, the URL, list of comments, great. 46 comments total, likes, views, date, 31st July, great. Created today and modified today, awesome. So this is working as expected. So the YouTube channel, great. So I'll just run this on the other competitors just by removing the limit right here. And then this should give us all the data every single week. So yeah, hope you found this video useful. There was a bit of a roundabout trying to figure out that issue and some trials and tribulations, but I also think leaving this in as part of the YouTube video is also very beneficial if you really want to understand how to fix solution or how to fix problems when they arise and to find solutions to that. So hope you found it useful. If you want to get more of this type of content, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And in the meantime, check out this video right here to stay in the loop with what is happening in the AI automation world. I'll speak to you soon.